What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be installing this collaboration between Wilcox and 1 Minute Out. Nothing special, just going to take the old optic off the Mark 18, throw an eotech on it. First things first, going to get rid of this old M2, that classic mount. Our rear sight off first. Find the right size for that. You guys get to come along the adventure with me and find the correct size. Wow. Look at that, first try. And it's usually first try too. All right, out with the old. Nice crispy rail to work on. In with the new. This doesn't have separate Picatinny grabbers on either side like a lot of mounts do, where you can just tighten it down. This actually has to slide onto the rail into the position you want it, lock it in, and then tighten it down. So, gun's empty. Gonna lock the charging handle back to the rear. Carefully slide this on. Now another thing you can do is take your optic. We're using eotech XPS. You can put it on the actual riser itself. You take these little guys, and these are actually what locks the mount into the Picatinny rail. So you're going to take these, and you're actually going to find the position that you like your optic, and slide these little inserts in, small side first. Now, when those are in, you're locked into that slot that you chose. So while it's not tightened, it's not secure, it's in the one slot that you chose. Next, take that off. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove all 4 of the set screws. So this mount slash riser has 4 set screws. The set screws need to be equally tightened so that your optic is level. So if I just pre-loosen all of these, then one by one, I can go through and add Loctite. This riser actually comes with red Loctite. I use blue Loctite on everything because I mess with stuff so often that I really don't want to use torches and boiling water to take things off of other things. So I use blue and a little bit of elbow grease, and we just crank things on. So I'm going to take this, give it a good little squirt, and then we'll just get that started on its little path down into redemption in there. Same thing with this one. Now these ones on the rear are a little harder to grab out. That's because this G33 mount on the rear is actually part of the riser instead of being a whole separate unit like it is on the other risers. So the 1 Minute Out has an integrated G33 flip to side, while the standard Wilcox eotech risers have a mount that you're able to separate. Just like we would install any optic, we want to apply forward pressure into the Picatinny slots before we actually start cranking things down. And the gentleman from 1 Minute Out mentioned that you definitely want to check that your mount is level with your gun. So I'm going to do that. All right, so I got that cranked down really well. hand tight +2. So I'm gonna grab cloth and wipe off that blue Loctite. Throw that rag aside. Now, I'm gonna throw that on. All right, same thing here. Slop between the rail section. Give it some forward pressure. We'll crank it hand tight. All right, so one of the last steps we got is the dovetail that actually attaches to the G33 magnifier. So it's just 2 screws, flathead, super easy. Same thing though, and I like to hit the corner. Kind of get a visual on what's going on here. Wilcox logos shooting forward, and the dovetail's just gonna lock in just like that. So, as you can see, there's only one way to install it if that's the case. Take my screws. It's nicely countersunk, so I can just drop them in there. Never been better, got no job on the line. Sincerely, don't worry. Same old boy. All right, now that we're in there, just gonna get things hand tight and then reassess. Make sure everything is squared off. Make sure everything's good to go. Nothing looks weird. And it looks good. So I'm just gonna take this and by hand, just gonna crank it down. Once again, eotech has specs for these things. Refer to the specs. I'm not gonna. Now we've got the dovetail locked in. We've got the riser installed. eotech installed. And there we go. So, here's the 1 minute out Wilcox Industries riser for eotech.